Hi everyone, Kaveh from Latchkey. In this video, I'm walking you through the Latchkey Performance page. This is where you get deep visibility into your GitHub Actions, pipeline health, success rates, build durations, failure patterns, and recovery metrics. Let's take a look. Just like the overview page, you have filters at the top for date range, repositories, and workflows. Everything on this page responds to these filters. So if you want to isolate a specific repo or a time window, you can do that here. All the metrics and charts will recalculate based on your selections. The first selection gives you key metrics at a glance. Starting on the left, we have workflow health. That's your overall success rate shown as a gouge. Next to it, average build duration tells you how long your workflows typically take to complete. Then we have raw counts, successful builds and failed builds for the selected time period. These gives you the absolute numbers behind that success rate percentage. The second row digs into failures. Top failed builds by repository ranks which repos have the most failures. And on the right, top failed builds by workflow does the same, but at the workflow level. If you're trying to figure out where to focus your debugging efforts, those two cards point you in the right direction. In the middle, you'll see counts of repositories monitored and workflows monitored, a quick reference for your coverage. The next section is build trends, where you can see patterns over time. The first chart shows successful builds over time by repository. Each line represents a different repo, so you can spot which ones are consistently green versus which have dips. Now below that, we have two side-by-side charts. Average build duration by repository ranks your repos by how long their builds take, useful for identifying slow pipelines. Workflow duration does the same at the workflow level. Both have drop-down menus, so you can toggle between the top 5, bottom 5, or really just view all of them. Now finally, build duration trend shows you how your average build time has changed day over day. If you see this line trending upwards, it might be time to start optimizing. Next up is the workflow runs table. This gives you a detailed log of individual runs, so you can see the workflow name, repository status, duration, and when it ran. Each row links directly to GitHub, so you can jump straight into the logs. This table is paginated and sortable, so you can dig through your history as needed. The last section is recovery and comparative analysis, and this is where some of the more advanced DevOps metrics live. First up is build fail rate, the inverse of your success rate, showing you what percentage of runs failed. Next is mean time to recovery, or MTTR. This measures the average time from a failed workflow run to the next successful run of the same workflow. It's a key indicator of how quickly your team bounces back from failures. A low MTTR means you're catching and fixing issues fast. Then we have rebuild success rate. When a workflow fails and someone hits a rerun, does it actually pass the second time? This metric tells you that. A low rebuild success rate might indicate real bugs rather than flaky tests. If rerunning doesn't fix it, the problem is likely in your code and not the infrastructure. Below these, the build status by repository chart gives you a stacked bar view comparing successful, failed, and canceled runs across your repos. It's a great way to compare reliability across your code base. Finally, MTTR over time shows you how your recovery speed has trended. If this line is going down, your team is getting better at responding to failures. That's the performance page, your go-to for understanding pipeline health, spotting slow or failing workflows, and tracking recovery metrics like MTTR and rebuild success rate. Thank you for watching.